What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to a very special Father's Day edition of Action Sunday. Before I go any further, I just want to get out the intro. Happy Father's Day to all out there. If you're something to anyone that's celebrating, hey, how appropriate. Prop up, pick up your favorite chair, sit down, listen to this review, and then maybe go watch this movie that I'm suggesting. But anyway, let's get to the show, okay? So today, I'm going to be looking at Hard to Kill. It came out in 1990, the same year as Marked for Death. And of course, it not only does it star Steven Seagal, it also features Kelly LeBrock and William Sadler. Pretty good cast there. Also, a little fun fact about this movie is that this is the first and only movie that Steven Seagal and Kelly LeBrock would work on. Yeah, because I don't know if you knew about this, but they were married at one point. So yeah, a little tidbit there that you all didn't know about. And also, an interesting thing is that this movie came out in February of that year. Marked for Death, last week's episode, came out in the fall. Believe it or not, this movie grossed more money than Marked for Death. Yeah, but just for inflation, I don't want. Let's see if I can go into figures. It's probably not as much looking at it today. Today its figures would probably be very, very low. In other words, it would be considered a flop. But hey, it at least made $59 million. Yeah, that's okay. That's more than double in this movie's budget, if that makes sense. But anyway, to the plot. So what does this involve? Well, let's see. Steven Seagal plays a guy named Mason Storm. He's a cop. He is assigned to go undercover. He uncovers a plot, some kind of conspiracy that involves some crooked cops, the mob, and of course a corrupt senator. Somehow a hit is put on him. His family is supposedly killed, but however, Mason, Steven Seagal, ends up in a coma for 7 years. So after he wakes up, all that case that he worked on is kind of vanished. And now it's up to him to clear his name and also take down the people that did him wrong. And it just goes off from there, and it is one hell of a movie. And if you're expecting blood, guts, and explosions, there's no explosions, but there's a shot ton of action. But I felt like there was more of an action thriller tone to this because, like I said, there was him trying to cover up the government's conspiracy and all this. And yeah, I call it government's conspiracy because it involves all these different players, there's different factors. It definitely comes off more as a thriller, and it kind of works. And of course, this is kind of like his wheelhouse. And in my opinion, this is kind of like one of his stronger performances or stronger movies because like it's him. He's not playing himself. He's just playing this cop trying to clear his name. But you can still tell he still has the bit of the one-dimensional acting in him. But yeah, that's something to sneeze about. But anyway, the rest of the movie kind of feels pretty good. Like I said, there's the pacing is good. Like I said, no explosions, but the action does pick up as people start to pile on and they go after him. It gets really good. There were a couple moments I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Bam! And all of a sudden we got fist fight. We got people getting their ass kicked. Someone gets run down. But my god, I loved it. This was total fuel adrenaline rush movie, and it really worked. So yeah, not much else I can say. It has its moments. It's a damn fine Steven Seagal movie. But if you're shocked as me, is that this grossed more money than Marked for Death or probably even the Under Siege movies. But I don't know. I don't want compare and contrast. But I feel like this was definitely a good movie. It definitely brought more depth to his character, but like I said, he still has some kinks to work out because it's just Steven Seagal playing Steven Seagal. He really needs to stop doing that. But yeah, let's see, what else can I say? Let's see, William Sadler, I loved him as the villain. Yeah, it's like, I'm used to him playing some villain characters, but of course, depending on how you look at him, he's a great character actor, where he's playing a good villain in, say, this movie, or Die Hard, or even a good character in, say, Shawshank, or even the President in one of the Iron Man movies. So, yeah, he's done this. William Sadler has a range, all right? So, yeah, if you got all those factors, my one problem with this, besides Steven Seagal, I think was there were some questionable moments that made me just go, what the fuck? It was something that kind of made me just think and realize, wait, why would this happen? Why it kind of I felt like there were some fractured moments where some of the action kind of stops dead. Then it realized, course correct. Now we're good. So I'm like, okay, it's just one thing, but it didn't really take me out of it, but it just had me just scratching my head. But overall, it's still a fun Steven Seagal movie. It's no masterpiece. If you want a really good Steven Seagal movies, the Under Siege movies are the way to go, or Fire Down Below, like that I reviewed earlier this year. So with that in mind, I'm going to give Hard to Kill. I'm going to give Hard to Kill maybe a 6.5 out of 10. That's as best as I'm gonna give it, because I'm so tempted to give it a 7. But like I said, I think that this movie had kind of like how do I say, knocked it down a peg for me. But overall, still a fun movie. I say go enjoy this if you want to, especially on Father's Day. All right, so that's just for today. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome, exciting videos.